Well, holy calamity, scream, insanity. Hopefully, you're gonna be another big fan of me. Break. How you doing? Hope you're well. I'm Toy Insanity. This is Scream Insanity 14. Happy International Museum Day, May 18th. Museums worldwide are free today. You want to go to an art museum, a science museum, a history museum? You should do that. Museums are awesome. I love museums. Welcome to the virtual museum of Toy Insanity's Pinsanity collection. All right, I got 10 screen pins. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through each one. I'll tell you my opinions. Maybe we'll do a ranking. This first one, is widely available across the internet. It's usually only $5 or $6. eBay, Etsy, Mercari, everybody's got this pin because you can get it on AliExpress for like 90 cents. And then all these other, once, in my case, the U.S. sellers get it from China, they flip it at a profit. I ordered a couple, they all arrived smashed. But the importance of this one is, it's the cheapest one out there. It's the easiest one to get, and you can see it compared to others as far as size and quality. Extremely low quality. And while it is not in a frame like some of these, it is the only one accurate to Edvard Munch's famous 1893 pastel and paint on cardboard iconic masterpiece, The Scream of Nature, that has the weird little panel at the right. It's on the actual painting in the National Museum in Oslo, Norway. I haven't thoroughly looked into why it's there. I suspect it's just how he had it taped to the wall or to an easel or something when he was doing the painting. Most depictions of the Scream, they crop that out because it's super weird looking. This is another cheap one you can get from AliExpress or Etsy or whatever. But it features Gudetama. Higher quality than that one. And it's a bit colorful, and it has a simple sort of frame around it. Now this one with Tweety Bird is already 20 years old. Those two are the cheapest and the most accessible, and they're very, I suspect 5 or 10 years from now you'll still be able to get them. I'm surprised there's not more parodies. I'm surprised there's not more cheap Chinese versions of Scream pins. But what are you going to do? So this one would have been available at the Warner Brothers store back in the day, 20 years ago. I think there's a whole series of Looney Tunes masterpieces. Maybe Bugs Bunny is Mona Lisa or something. I haven't really looked into it. But the Scream is public domain. You can, of course, do parodies anyway, but you could even make a photographic sort of image of the painting with the actual backdrop and put your subject in the foreground. So I'm not sure the extent of this Masterpieces parody series, but this is the only one there is of, the Scream. Tweety Bird is screaming. And all that being said, it is kind of low quality because it is just a piece of, what should I say, it's pad printing with enamel over it. This one's pretty simple, but I enjoy its simplicity. PacificPens.com. I got this one on Etsy. Etsy pins are usually about $10 a piece plus shipping, which is always another $4 to $5. But soft enamel, pretty colorful. I mean, it pops despite it being the most minimalist looking here. I'm really surprised they didn't do any coloration in the sky on this. But immediately, it evokes Edvard Munch's The Scream. And I do like the frame. All versions of the painting or the pastel artwork are in very simple time period frames. The one that's in a private collection in New York City is kind of not unlike this, actually. None of them have ornate gold frames. None of them have shaped frames. This one, to me, evokes the 1910 version because of all the green over here. This one was made by Today is Art Day. Well, today is, in fact, Museum Day. TodayIsArtDay.com. So I got it from them. It's around the same price, 10 plus shipping. And they at least put some color in the sky, but they didn't try to overdo it with this. You lose the effectiveness of the image itself when you try to do that much insanity in the sky. Black metal, soft enamel, pretty colorful. I do like it. And you know, the 1910 version and the 1895 version, for example, they do not have. It's only the 1893 that has that weird bar on the right. Okay, well, the next three are shaped pins, only of the subject, from Archie McPhee in their Strange Pins lines, 2017. Archie McPhee, Seattle, USA. Accoutrements.com. There's our boy. I do like this one. I think probably I mostly prefer the ones removed from the background. But it is the tallest one here. I think this is a pretty great one. And I think it's $10 also. The Unemployed Philosophers Guild. The Scream. Always have a point. philosophersguild.com. I did not check if that is still active because I got this one on eBay. And they have a lot of other public domain famous paintings and sculptures and artists involved in their line. And they did make, I don't remember what episode it was of mine, but the Finger Puppet and the Screaming Scream Shelf Sitter are also by the Unemployed Philosophers Guild. Two separate pins. And this one says, I felt a gust of melancholy. A little Edvard Munch quote. Another cool thing about this video, I think, is that if you come across any of these singly, you know, at a thrift store, on eBay, or wherever, now you can reference this video to know the provenance. So this pin, or any of these basically by themselves, you could be like, oh, that's the Unemployed Philosophers Guild one, that's the Archie McPhee one. My goal, obviously, after doing a video like this, is to put them all in a nice display together off the card backs. Okay, this one I got from the United Kingdom through eBay. And for some reason, they wadded up the card back. What are you going to do? See, it's the only one with the actual painting and as the background. And they had the pewter pin in the center, so I moved it a little bit. And it does have a tiny bit of a bio. Of course, if you search up hashtag Scream Insanity or look at my playlist, I've gone over his life history so many times. We'll go and read this one. Edvard Munch, Deck 12, 1863 to January 23rd, 1944, was a Norwegian painter who established a free-flowing, psychological theme style all his own. From 1889 to 1892, he created a series of 22 paintings called The Frieze of Life, bearing such titles as Despair, Anxiety, Jealousy, and his most famous work, The Scream. During his later life, Munch lived in isolation and nearly died of influenza in the pandemic of 1918 to 1919. He continued to paint right up to his death, age 80. And it's believed he did die of pneumonia. This was made by WestAirReproductions.com. They're in Birmingham, United Kingdom. Pretty simple, pretty tiny. The final iteration here is by Eugene Products, Eugene.com. And I think they've made this one for 5 or 6 years. You can still go to Eugene.com and get this. And it says, buy this beautiful enamel pin. Thank you. Remove pin from package. Carefully place pin on your favorite piece of clothing. Look cool and enjoy. It's pretty decent, pretty straightforward. And they went a route that's neither just isolating the subject, as those three, nor putting it in a frame or maintaining the background. So I kind of like with what they did there. And then they made the 2020 edition Scream in the P95. So hope you got a good look at those. Hope you enjoyed. Happy International Museum Day. Let me know your favorite museum. Mine, of course, I guess, would be the Smithsonian. I've been 3 times to the Smithsonian, but I've been to a lot of museums all across the world. Happy Museum Day. Thanks for looking, and thank you so very much for the thumbs up Means a lot to me. Hashtag Scream Insanity. Goodbye.